And a very good welcome to Sweet Talk.
Hello. Oh, Jen, we have not tested. This way.
This way, Carsten.
Oh,
See now you've let people
cheers.
realise.
Cheers, darling. Cheers. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, my dear.
Cheers. Stop it.
I always mess it up. Hi, Safari Dream. How are you?
Hello, Safari.
Well, it's been a day.
Jen, how is it possible that every regular person can relax on a Sunday, but we are not able to do that, aren't we?
No, we can't.
We can't. What's wrong with us?
Because some of us leave it until the last minute, don't
Who
they?
would do such a thing?
To get things. So some people sort of, oh, I need to go and get this.
I mean, but I explained it was very important. Otherwise, you would have seen Crochetter here without cigarettes, and nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, Mary Marcy, hello.
Other than that, my day's been sort of... I was going to say relaxing, but Carsten will know that I'm fibbing. If I say it's been relaxing, no, it hasn't, guys. I'll be totally honest with you. But the one thing that we do have in common is we both look forward to Sweet Talk because we just like to chat, have a bit of a giggle, and it's just something that we enjoy doing. So God knows why. Anyway,
maybe it's calming us down when we think we have a very stressful day on a Sunday, and when I'm, for example, realizing that I have forgot to buy cigarettes when I was making my big walk with Brownie Baby. And then I have to leave the house again, and I'm annoyed, and then I come back 5 minutes before we start Sweet Talk.
Yes.
By the way, everybody, greetings from Shenanigans.
Oh, yes.
She's not that well, but she sent hearts and the bloody hearts and love and greetings to everybody.
Yes, please do. I don't know where everybody is. Do you think they're out enjoying this weather? I think they must be out. Because
that was funny when we talked before and you were in the car and I saw the sky in London. Yeah. Because our sky looks exactly the same. It's gray and gray and gray, but it's not raining, but it's also not cold. And yes, guys, we are old people. We are talking about the weather.
Yes, we do. And also we are European. So yes, we do talk.
And look who's joined us.
The weather. I can see who's joined us. It's Gretchen. Hello, darling. How are you? I hope you're well. Lovely to see you. We do enjoy our little group of people that come in and listen to us waffling on about, well, we do try and theme it. Unless,
usually it does not work.
No, if we have a guest, then obviously we try and theme it around the guest. This week we don't have a guest, so we're theming it around something else. I don't know whether any of you noticed what I put up on Twitter. It was a bit late. Carsten said to me, Jan, you haven't put anything up on Twitter. So I was like, oh, I completely forgot. Guys, my world is like...
Since she has, and she will explain why and how this happened, but since she's realizing that her ancestor were part of the SS Nazi army in Germany. I'm kidding, of course, bad taste.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know those of you that, I don't know if any of you are aware. I knew nothing about my father's part of the family, other than he had a chocolate skin, which I've always been very grateful for because I love me a tan. I love my tan. Anyway, Mum came from up north in England. So she doesn't have a tan. So my eldest daughter has been going on at me to find out where my roots are. And I wasn't interested. I really wasn't that interested.
Until
she persuaded me to do a DNA test. Heidi! Oh, did you have a good
A
barbecue?
barbecue, and we were not invited.
No,
Rude.
I know. Where was our
Rude.
invitation? That's rude.
Oh, I love that
Anyway,
segment.
Dee, you might be interested in this. If I was more organised, I would have invited you along because I understand you've got quite a mixed heritage as well. So what I thought we could do today, guys, is talk about heritages, what we've found out, if we've if we're of mixed heritage and what it all means. Now, if I explain to you what 23andMe is, it's a company that is American based, and basically they send you a set. I think it costs about 100 quid or 150 quid, and they send you a set, and basically you have to spit into this vial to get for them to test your DNA. My eldest said to me, make sure, my daughter said to me, Mum, make sure that you don't eat, you don't drink, you don't smoke or anything before you do it. So do it first thing in the morning. Well, I don't know about you guys, but first thing in the morning, my mouth is as dry as a blooming nun sandal or whatever the saying goes. And so I was like really, really struggling to get enough in there for them to be able to do it. So there was always in the back of my mind, oh my God, I hope they're not going to say it's an invalid test. Anyway, it wasn't. And yeah, so it went from me to my post box to Stansted Airport, and then was flown from Stansted Airport in Essex to Atlanta. And that's where their laboratories are. And then they do all the DNA testing. It is amazing, guys.
So how long did the whole process take from ordering the test kit until you got the results back? How much weeks would you say?
Oh, well, my daughter ordered it for me and gave it to me sort of roundabout, gave it to me on Mother's Day. Can't remember when that was, a few weeks ago. Yeah, maybe a month ago. I'm rubbish. I'm sorry.
So when have you spit in the tube?
So I spat in the tube that the next morning.
Okay.
So I don't know when Mother's Day was. It was where are we? April. Oh no, we're in May. I think it was early May. I think early April. So about the 10th of April on
So it's probably all together 6 to 8 weeks,
Yeah.
I assume.
Yes.
And I don't
Yes.
think that's very long, because I think that I don't know how they're working at Atlanta, but I think it's a lot of testing, and they're providing, as you will tell us, a lot of information that you then get.
It's a bit longer than a month. Let me find out when Mother's Day was. Shut it. Right. When was Mother's Day in 2022?
In the United Kingdom, Mother's Day was on Sunday, the 27th of March.
Oh, there you go.
Can you believe that shit? Even her Siri has a British accent.
So, guys, I sort of then forgot about it because I thought I'm not going to be, thinking, and ahhing and wondering and this and that. My daughter was so excited because she had already done one. So we knew roughly where the dark side came from. But she needed me to do it to answer a few more questions. Wow, you won't believe it, guys.
It's fun.
Okay, I'll get it up
You're
on
basically a relative of Hussey. Can you imagine that? Oh, shit.
Right, okay, stop it. Just stop it. Right, so my DNA, right, is I am, and this is what really
Come on, Alex,
surprised.
write it down. I read Alex. Write everything down so that you can say something incredible, insensitive, and stupid.
Yes, that's right. Okay, I am 48.8% Northwestern European. That includes, okay, and in the subsection after that, that's 31.9% British and Irish, although there's no Irish, and nearly 17% French and German. Oh my God. I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that. I
But why not?
honestly,
Why, Jen?
because
Why?
I don't know. I expected it to just come back half and half British, half West Indian or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect any French and German in there. So it's like, yeah,
But can you please tell us again what your mother and father's side, where you thought they are coming from?
right. So I knew my mother came from here. I knew she was British, and I know the area. They also show you the area of where your family is. Now they go back years and years and years and years and years and years. So yeah, with your DNA, and they show you and they tell you all the places in the world that people with your DNA have been over years. It's amazing, guys. If you ever want to do something like that, I would say do it, because it's just incredible. Absolutely. So there we go. So we're 48.8% European. So I can't say I'm British anymore. I have to say I'm European. And I am 44. Oh no, hang on. I'm 47% Sub-Saharan African, which is a section of Africa, which is okay. So of the 47%, okay, 44% of that I'm West African, which is like a whole mishmash of places in Africa. 29% of that, 29.8% of that, I'm Nigerian. Well, my DNA is Nigerian. And
Well, the coffee has to come from somewhere.
What?
The coffee part.
What coffee
Your
part?
tanned skin, your dark color
Yeah, I
skin,
like
has to
I like
come from somewhere, right?
yeah,
This was
keep up.
not in racial sensitive.
No, I know you're not racially charged. I know that. You do talk a lot of bull sometimes. Anyway, out of the West African thing, if we go down, we've got 29% Nigerian, 13% Ghanaian or Ghanaian, Liberian and Sierra Leone, and 1.6% broadly West African. Don't know what that means. And 2.4% Congolese. And so it goes on and on and on and on and on. Right. Then it says, now this, because it's your DNA, they've gone back over centuries, really. And then it gives you a section of where your recent ancestry is. My recent ancestry is in Jamaica.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Stop it.
hallelujah. Oh, it makes me so happy. Listen, for years and years, when people have said, "Where are you from?" and I've said, "London," they've said, "Well, no, where do you sort of originate from?" Don't know. I like to think it's a Caribbean island somewhere nice and hot. But I didn't have a
At
clue.
least we are knowing where your taste in music is coming from, that you enjoy reggae that much. More like a
Reggae,
usual listener.
reggae. Yes, Jamaica. Because they give you a recent, your recent ancestry in the Americas is Jamaica. They even give you the area in Jamaica, which is St. Elizabeth Parish. So they then, guys, it's so fascinating. You then, once you've gone onto there, you can go onto a map. I can't show you everything because I don't want to dox myself all over the world. You then go into your DNA relatives, and there's a map, and it shows all your relatives across the world that have sort of obviously done this app, which is the biggest one, I must say. Guess where all my relatives are? I've got one still in Nigeria, I think. I've got one in Australia.
Oh yeah, the one that missed the boat.
Yeah, the one that missed the boat. I've got two in Hawaii. I've got, is it 63 or 53 in the UK? And I have got hundreds in America.
Who got the boat? Who catched the boat? They have not missed it.
Who caught the boat?
Caught. Thank you.
Listen, I really don't joke about that because, I mean, it's quite astonishing to me that most of my family members aren't even in Britain. And that's because they're in America. Now, so I did some research today, guys. And yeah, Dee wants to know if she's in my family list. No, I haven't seen you in there. Hang on, let's just do this. Oh, so
Give
you've
her
done
another
it,
hour.
you?
She will find out. Give it
You've
another hour.
done it, Dee. Portuguese, Irish, Scottish, and French. Okay. What were your percentages? It's so fascinating, guys. Yeah, I'm a Jamaican Brit. That's what I am. Now, I wanted to find out what this, what's it called? Subterranean West African thing was. What it is, oh God, I'm sorry if I'm going to find this, if you're going to find this really boring, but I did do some research today about how the Africans got to Jamaica, because that's where my ancestors went. They started in West Africa, Nigeria, and other places, but they ended up in Jamaica. How did this happen? I'll tell you how it happened.
Was it
Slave
the
trade. Well done, you spoke right over me then.
Was it the weather?
Slave trade. That's how they did it. When back in the day, in the 1500s, Jamaica was a little island and it was taken over by the Spanish. The Spanish didn't deal with it very well, so it went from, just went to rack and ruin, really. And then the good old Brits came over. Now, when the Spanish first came, I don't think they did any slaves, or if they did, no, I can't remember that bit. But anyway, the good old Brits then decided to conquer Jamaica. And what they did was, about the colonization, it's quite complicated, and I don't want to bore you all, but the British Empire were absolute barbarians. And I think we did talk about it. I think I did talk about it in the Black Lives Matter video I did, that I do feel very strongly about. And the Brits were absolutely dreadful heathens. So they went on their rampage and they went over to what they would do, they'd leave from England, they'd go over to they'd leave with goods, right? They'd go over to West Africa and they'd pick up all these black slaves. Well, they weren't slaves at the time. They'd pick up all these black people because they'd already colonized huge areas of Africa. So they were able to do it, and they probably promised them dreams. You must have seen films about it. You must have done, like Roots and things like that. So the Brits then took a lot of the black people over to Jamaica. and used them as slaves, sold them to for goods. It was like, you know, a conveyor belt, if you like. So all the black Africans from Nigeria and Ghana were taken over to this island, which is Jamaica. One thing I will say, when the Spanish took over, such charming people, they killed all the local people. They killed all the black people over there. And that's why, and we're talking about the 1600s. And that's why Jamaicans as a race are very cosmopolitan, because the first slaves in Jamaica, and I don't know whether it was the Spanish that brought them over or whether it was the English, I need to check that. The first slaves were actually Irish. So they came over, and then when Britain took over from the Spaniards, that's when all the blacks came over, all the black people from Africa,
Except the one who missed the boat.
apart from that one that's still stuck in Nigeria.
And is probably very lucky that he has missed the boat.
So there's an awful lot of history involved. It's just absolutely so fascinating for me. Luckily, because I worked in education, I know quite a lot about, you know, the slave trade, but you can never know too much. Or enough. So I've been on a few forums today and sort of researched a few things. I wanted to find out how did the West Africans get to Jamaica? And they got there thanks to the British, who enslaved them and forced them to work in disgusting.
And now, hundreds of years later, you are stuck in Britain. As a
Now I'm stuck in
Jamaican
Britain.
Brit with German parts.
Yeah. But the thing with Jamaica is even today, there are areas where there are different communities. There's even a German community over there. There's an Irish community. There's different communities over there. And the reason why a lot of Jamaicans are my color is because back in the day, our ancestors, the white men, used to jump the bones of the black women. And that's how it happened, guys. What can I say? So, yeah, maybe I did say that to him. He doesn't like the idea, though. Why don't you like the idea?
No. You have your history. I have probably my history. Yeah, some things that we don't mix together. You are mixed already. We don't have to mix more in there.
Yes. Okay. These is interesting. 43% Portuguese. So you speak Spanish, do you, or Portuguese? 30% Irish, the rest is Scottish and French. Oh, I tell you what, guys, it's so fascinating. Right,
I would like to make this test just to know how Nordic I am.
Yeah.
How much North is in me, is if maybe there's a little, or not a little, a big Viking somebody there somewhere around me. I would like to know that, because my hair and my eyes are not Nordic at all. This is from my mother's side, the Polish side with the dark hair and this eyes and the color and so. Yeah, but my father's side with Scandinavia, I would really like to know that.
Well, maybe you should do that. Right, Gretchen says the paranoid part of me worries about my DNA being turned over to law enforcement or the government. Why would that bother you if you don't break the law, though?
Maybe she's trying.
I don't really break the law, so I don't.
Jen, maybe Gretchen is trying to break the law. Maybe. Maybe she's a badass.
I know people do worry when it comes to DNA, but for my family, it sort of got to the point. I'm not getting any younger, guys, and it had got to the point where they really wanted to know where the dark skin came from. You know, I honestly, I wasn't that bothered myself personally. I really wasn't. But for my children, I thought they need to know. So now they know. And yeah, you would find out actually if you were Viking, because the first thing they say is, hang on, let me go back to that. They say something about which, it's not a tribe, but
I would love that for me.
well, let me see what it said. Ancestry. I'm right. Okay, let me see. I'm Neanderthal, which is a bit worrying, but that's more about the part of the world you come from. So you may be Nordic. You have more Neanderthal DNA than 3% of other customers. Don't know what that means. Oh, what does it mean? You inherited a small amount of DNA from your Neanderthal ancestors. Okay, out of the 7,462 variants we tested, we found 132 variants in your DNA that trace back to the Neanderthals.
Maybe I
Oh,
find some ancestor who's sitting on a ice thingy and is swimming around there with the horns, cuddling with 3 ice bears. Maybe something. Oh,
you never know. You never know.
nice on a boat, you know, also with the horns and the striped flag.
Yeah. Mary says, I always found it fascinating to learn just how deep the African blacks were treated in the slave trade. It's so sad. It absolutely, it is 100. Yeah, I can't sort of. So it's quite emotional for me to find out that, you know, my ancestors, I always suspected it. I always suspected they may have been involved in the slave trade. But when you actually find out, you know, they definitely were, then it's, you know, it's sad. It is sad because no part of society should be treated in that way. You know, especially just because of the color of your skin. And yeah, I've always said I was British, and I probably still will. If I say European, people are going to be like, "What?"
Now,
So
well, if you say one sentence, they all can also locate you. Not only that you're British, they can locate you that you are from London.
yes,
And yes, Safari Dream, it's an ice thingy, okay? It's an ice thingy. I don't
yes,
know what the name is. The swimming ice thingy that is swimming around. What do you call this in English?
and what, a glacier?
A glacier,
Glacier.
a flat one, you know,
Yeah.
that breaks off from a big glacier. Glacier,
Mm,
I think, is it? That breaks off and then swimming around, and then with the
mhm.
bears on the ground.
I think the part that really surprised me was that I wasn't more British. I mean, as I said, I expected to be split down the middle, um, but to find out that I've got, you know, quite a big percentage, which is French and German, I'm like, what? But then what it could be is because the Germans and the French also colonized places, and they were also prevalent in parts of the slave trade. So that could be where the DNA comes from, because we are talking about a long time ago. So
Maybe
yeah,
I'm Russian.
you could be.
I could be Russian, some sort of, because Poland, where my mother's coming from, is so far in the east. Good old Russia, yeah. It's not a good time to be a Russian.
Yeah, but then I think you have to look at it that,
But
you know,
Mary,
a lot of them, they don't want to be Russian,
no, no,
you
no, no.
know.
But Mary is very right to know or to see it in on print. It makes it real and also, I think, very different. Maybe this is why I'm a little bit scared to know too much, because I could live 50 years now without knowing too much. But on the other hand, I'm curious. I'm a Gemini. I cannot help it.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, I've got sort of mixed emotions about it. My daughter is just, yeah, she's exactly the same. She's very emotional about it. And do you know what it is? It's sort of, it's almost like it answers questions that you may not have asked before, and it's like
Or think
I've
that
always,
far.
yeah,
Think that
it,
far, like America, Kapstadt, the one single one who missed the boat in Australia in your case. Because you don't think in this spectrum, in this size.
but that's a recent one. But I guess I expected more people because my ancestors come from Africa, West Africa. I expected more people to be there, but they're not. They're all in America. They are everywhere. And the biggest place they are in America, Carsten, you're going to die. The biggest place they're in is New York. I have family. I have second cousins in New York. What a frightening thought! That is like that's what I couldn't get over. I think the fact that I had so many that were in New York and in Los Angeles. I've got a lot in there. It's like it's mad. It's really mad.
No, not New York. No, not New York. New York is
you
great.
just realised. Yeah, because your DNA is mixed between mum and dad. Yes. What was the question to that then? What did you say, Dee? Oh, they want to see you dressed up like a Viking.
Yeah.
Right, okay. That's what I call the DNN dice. My mum is 100% Portuguese, so why am I only 43? I know. That's what I didn't understand.
Well, I mean, so I guess you have to plan now a trip to New York because there are the most of them. And everybody who is looking like a little bit similar to you, you will have to ask. Sorry, have you made a 23 and test? Can I ask you something? Do you know where Hassi lives? No.
Oh, I know it is. It's a lot to take on board. And also the site. Yes, that's true, Mary. The site is very detailed. And I guess I wasn't really expecting that. And it also gives you like health things as well. It sort of tells you what you may be prone to, which is quite interesting as well, because of your, your DNA. Let me see here, DNA. Right, I'm just trying to see. Yeah, I mean, look, that's my DNA. There's hundreds of people, and most of them are in America. It's just really quite bizarre. It's quite interesting as well. So I've been studying quite a bit today. And let's see, Gretchen. Yeah, because the thing is with siblings, although you'll have the same DNA, you may have them in different percentages because we're made up differently, aren't we? So, I mean, it's like in my family, my 3 kids have all got the same father, but they're all completely different. So the daughter that's done this with me is very fair. But interestingly, her DNA is actually split between the two. It says we're half and half. She's got half my DNA, whatever that means.
But wouldn't it be funny, like you did yesterday when you showed me the map where people are all over the world, and then maybe at the same time somebody has also made the test in New York and is looking there in their results, and then they're thinking, oh, look at that, I have a little Jan there in London sitting at the same time. This is fun. I don't think it's scary at all.
No,
I think it's fun.
I don't think it's scary at all. I'm not scared about it. I'm fascinated by it. And what you have to realize is it does go back, thousands and thousands of years. And I didn't realize that, and it's just amazing.
And at the end, we are all children of Adam and Eve. This is what's coming down to.
That's right. Mary says, Jan, when we are born, the gene pool skips generations and it splits the DNA. Yeah, that we receive. Exactly. So although, you know, my 3 older kids have all got the same father, their genetics might be slightly different. Oh, Carsten was asking me, because I was saying some of my relatives are once removed. And he said, well, what does that mean? I had a look today, Carsten, because I couldn't put into words what I meant. And what it is when they're a different generation from you. So that way, so a second cousin once removed for me could be my father's cousin's cousin. Yeah.
So we're very far away from the family tree.
Well, no, they're still on the family tree, but they're not as close as, say, a first cousin.
Yeah, this is the opposite of very far away is close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jen, you are so fun sometimes.
I know. Anyway, it looks like I've bored everyone to death. Where is everybody today? Where is everybody?
Oh, question for the American audience. Do you have a holiday tomorrow too? 1st of May? Is it also a holiday or is it just us again here? Which I just found out thanks to Jen.
So you could marry them. Oh, okay. Could we? We do share similar DNA markers. However, millions of other markers don't share amongst siblings. It's the main markers that can tell if you're related and how. Okay. Oh, it sounds like Safari Dream knows about it. So you could marry them.
Maybe Safari is from Atlanta and she did your spit. I'm kidding you guys.
Oh dear. The family tree has strong branches as well as weak branches. Exactly. So once removed would be on weaker branches. If you look at it like it's a tree, then the weaker branches are going to be the once removed people. Oh, she had hers done, did she? Oh, I think I've got a couple of people in Canada. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can do this while I'm on live. Probably not. And then it'll cock it right up. I'm quite clever, you know. You'll be surprised. Carsten doesn't think I'm clever. But I actually am quite clever. Even that. You have to talk, Carsten, because I'm doing something now.
Oh, suddenly I'm allowed to talk and not talk over you.
You're allowed to talk now, my darling.
Rude.
Right. I just want to tell you. Oh, geez, I've got to blooming log in again. It's so annoying. Just log me in. I can't be bothered.
If I start to talk now, I would change the topic probably, and I don't want to do that without you. Look
no,
how
I want
nice
you
I
to. No, you're perfectly fine. Let me just show you the map. Okay, I just want to get these members, and then I'm done. All right. I just want to get my family members map up. All right. Let's see if I can share this without showing everything. No, I can't. Right. I've got, for anyone that's interested, 58 in Britain. Or, yeah, Britain. 193 in New York. 131 in wherever that is. Is that Chicago? I don't know. All over the States. And 53 in Los Angeles. And then I've got them. Hang on, I don't know if I can do this. No, I don't want to do this while we're live anyway. So, yeah. So that's how many I've got over in America. Oh, 503 relatives have added a destination. So that showed you only 58 of them are in Britain. So, yeah, okay, let's change the subject.
To answer your question, Mary, where do I live? I live in Austria. I was born in Germany, and my parents are from Scandinavia, Sweden, and Poland.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I know, because we are not the typical family, and also they're all dead. So there's nobody that I can ask details. So maybe 23 is a good idea to find something out.
I think, yes. I mean,
That I'm full of Russian.
it's just, I mean, I'm a bit different to my daughter. My daughter wants to jump on the next plane to blooming Jamaica. I think she's after a holiday, but anyway, she wants to go on over there and, just feel it. Because she said, I always knew, Mum. I always knew it was Jamaica. So anyway, but I'm quite happy just with the knowledge. I don't need to go there. I don't feel that I need to go there because, I mean, at my age, they're all going to be old anyway, if I've got any brothers or sisters. So, oh, this is interesting. Only
Hello, Mr.
royals can
Hansen.
marry
Hi.
cousins. Can they, though? Not first cousins. They can't marry first cousins, Miss Johansson. How are you? Hope you're good. Yeah. Okay, Carsten. What else did you want
I
to
don't
talk
even
about?
know if I have cousins.
You don't know if you've got cousins.
No, probably yes, but I really don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I think you
Again,
should
I'm
try
coming
it.
from a really weird family.
Well, I mean, as I said, if it wasn't for my daughter, I probably wouldn't have bothered. But she was kept saying, "Oh, Mum, you should do it. You should do it." And then she bought me the kits. I thought, all right, I'll spit in the thing.
Oh, but by the way, cousins, would that be from my father's or mother's side, the sisters or brothers, their children?
Yeah.
They would be my cousins, the children of the brother, sister of my father or mother.
Yes.
Oh, there are. I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know how many, but there are.
Yeah. Ah, who's this? Hang on. Sorry, darling, I don't know who that is.
Me either. No, me Judd.
Sorry, I don't know.
But shine on, girl. Shine
Yeah,
on.
shine on. Never let anyone dull your shine. Carson, thanks to you, I understand my need for organization. It's the German DNA.
Yes. Check off the list.
I'm more like the Jamaican manana. Tomorrow, love. All right, we'll do it tomorrow. The Judds musical. I don't know them. I don't know the Judds. I don't know them. I thank you both for your Sunday show. Oh,
you're
thank you,
welcome.
Mary. I don't know where everybody is today, but listen, we're all
They're all
together.
scared to go live somewhere or to be in an audience somewhere because they get dragged for wherever they are.
Yes, and it's just so silly. I mean, as we've always said, we keep the drama away from Sweet Talk unless we actually want to talk about it ourselves. But more often than that, we are sort of governed by what you want to talk about. All right, I've gone on about my ancestry today. Sorry, guys. But we just like to have a bit of a chat, bit of a chill. Mama, he's crazy. Love can build a bridge, Grandpa. What, there was a song? Do you know what? I feel really crap because I'm normally good with musicians.
I don't know either, and I'm
No,
sick.
no.
Well, you fucked that up. Great.
Oh, hello. Thank you so much.
Hello, a name that I can fuck up. Amazing.
Oh, Veronique. Veronique.
Veronique.
That is nice.
Beautiful.
I like that. What a lovely name. Veronique. That's French, actually, isn't it? Google them. Yes. Shall I Google them now? Let's Google them. Carson, you're very quiet. Can you, when I'm doing something, can you talk?
I don't want to talk over you, darling.
Just country music. I've heard of the Judds then. Country music. Yes, I think I have. Do you know what? back in the day when I used to live in Wembley, Love Can Build a Bridge. Do you know that one, Carson? Do you know
No,
Love Can Build a Bridge? Do you
but you
like
know me
country?
also, I'm not that much into country music. So I'm when it comes down to country music, I'm really not educated. No, no.
I'll tell you what happened to me one day when I lived in Wembley, which is like in London. We lived near the stadium and the arena, and we used to, back in the day, you used to be able to just walk into the, if there was something on that you wanted to watch, you just wander in and watch it. They had this country music festival, and my ex said to me, "Oh, do you fancy going to that?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Anyway, it was on for hours. I loved it. I blooming loved it. I like a bit of country music. Carsten doesn't. I played him some the other week, strangely enough, because I like Ray Stevens. Who's heard of Ray Stevens? I like him. Hello, Amanda. Welcome. Thanks
Hello.
for coming. Who's heard of Ray Stevens, who did Bridget the Midget? I mean, he was very nowadays he's quite sort of he's not politically correct. And he did another one called what was it? Ahab the Arab or something. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. But I was playing these songs, we were having a little chat.
Well,
And
but
I
you can
said
talk
to
about it.
Carson,
Sorry, but you can talk about it because at some point, somewhere down the line or down the road of Sweet Talk, I need a reason so that I can sing from the musical Avenue Q. Everyone's a little bit racist. You too. Yeah. But today's not the day. Today's not the time. But I'm very excited then.
you change the subject, darling. I've been waffling. Just talk about something, darling. All right.
Oh, the Tinta.
Anyway, so
You had
Dee's
the
heard of
exciting
him.
test, not me.
What?
You had the exciting 23 plus
Yeah, but I'm
test.
done talking about it. Right.
Oh,
So Dee's heard of it, heard of him. I've heard of him, Jan. Bridget, the midget, the queen. What is it? The queen of the blues.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry, guys. I'm terrible sorry.
yeah. Ray also sang The Streak. Yes. That did really well in where am I living? UK. That did really well, and I loved it. I loved the fact that it was quirky. I didn't put it down as country music. It was cast. I was playing it to him. I thought, have you heard of The Streak? He's like, no. So I said, oh, let me play. He wasn't impressed, guys. So, but I like that. My musical taste is very diverse, and dare I say it, it's much more diverse than Carsten's. I think Carsten's is very traditional because of his career. He's not into pop or, whereas me, listen, you play me a good piece of music that speaks to me here. I don't care what genre it is. If
I
I
like Lady Gaga.
I like Lady Gaga, but
Not
that's
everything of her or
yeah.
from her, but
No,
a
but
lot of her.
I do find your musical taste quite, dare I say, limited. It's like, I remember saying to you once, oh, well, I love me some reggae. Not all the time. I don't want to play reggae all the time, but I do love reggae. It speaks to my soul. And now we know why, don't we? Anyway.
I mean, I think I'm just very specific when it comes down to music because I hear in my career so much music. And then when I come home, I don't want to listen to it anymore. I want to listen to something else. And yeah, maybe over the time I'm becoming a little bit more specific on what I like and what I don't like, maybe.
Yes, but I mean, it's like, if you're with your work, you're working with very traditional music, you're working with show music, yeah, and theatre. So why wouldn't you want to come home and relax to a different genre of music? because there are other musics out there. There's amazing music
What?
out
There's
there.
other music out there? How dare you?
There's amazing. And if you follow my Instagram specifically, I always put my videos to music because music is huge for me.
Yeah, and I
And
was
it,
growing up listening to, because it's funny that the Safari Dream just said it, Motown. I've listened a lot to Earth, Wind and Fire, Shirley Bassey, SOS Band.
Shirley Bassey wasn't in Motown.
Now I'm
Shirley,
just giving you a list of general music that I have listened to. But I
okay.
was now seeing just Motown and a lot of black music,
But
R&B.
that isn't okay. Ah.
I have not said that this is Motown. I just was inspired seeing that it is Motown for what Safari Dream has posted.
Shirley Bassey didn't sing black music.
Not all of it, no, definitely not.
No.
But I'm also
A
not
lot
saying that Shirley Bassey was Motown. I was just saying names because I was inspired seeing Safari Dream's post of her favorite is Motown. And suddenly it clicked in my head and it brought me to Earth, Wind and Fire SOS Band, even though that this is also not Motown. I know this. I know this.
My husband introduced me to Ray Stevens. I love Mississippi Squirrel Revival. I don't know if I know that. I don't know if I know. I just think he's so talented. And I remember when I was younger, when I was a kid even, being so into music. And because of my upbringing, I mean, God, I don't want it to be all about me, but because of my upbringing, music was huge. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say because I get a bit
I mean,
emotional.
in my job, yes, it is commercial, this Broadway music, let's call it this. But even within this genre of Broadway, I had to deal with a lot of swing music and rock and roll. Is Jesus Christ rock? Yes, it is rock.
It's a kind of rock.
Sorry?
It's a kind of
It's a
rock.
kind of rock. So there I have different genres within the theater. God help me when I have to sing opera. Don't go that road. But then, yeah, because guys, I've told you I did a workshop for 2 weeks now almost, and I came home and on the next day I had to listen to music, which is not related to the workshop. And so I was listening to Patricia Cass, Mylène Farmer from France. What have I listened to? A few oldies, a little bit of Gaga. It was a bizarre mix, but I felt the need to listen to that.
See, when I was growing up, I just liked music that really spoke to me, and I didn't really understand why it spoke to me or how it spoke to me. I just knew that it moved me more than anything else in my life. So I guess that's why I had such a broad spectrum of musical taste and musical likes. I liked one of the first albums that well, the first one was Michael Jackson, absolutely, 100%. But after that, making friends and listening to the music that they liked, I started realizing that actually I like that. And one of the first albums I ever listened to in its entirety was Hot August Night by Neil Diamond. It's a phenomenal album, and it's one that I still like. I mean, every now and then I'll play it on YouTube, and yeah, it's still a very, very good album. Another album that I adored was David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust. I grew up with that as well. And so they're very different genres. So if people say to me, what type of music do you like? I'm like, oh my God. For
Have
me,
a cup of tea and sit down, and I will tell you.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. And
Yes.
you know what? My son and my eldest daughter are very much like that. They're very moved by music, and maybe it's something in our DNA. Who knows?
Maybe.
That makes us that makes music so important to us, and it's something that I rarely talk about because it means so much to me. It's a bit like religion, and like people say, oh, you shouldn't talk about religion, you shouldn't talk about politics. Well, I feel like that with music. I don't want to talk about music because it's there for me, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
That's okay. Hussey's crying to Papa don't preach. That's okay. It's
Okay, so Shirley was blues. Shirley was more big band sound. And I don't know. You talking about Shirley Bassey? I think she was more big band.
and
Maybe when
brass.
she started, she could have been more bluesy. I love the blues. Yeah.
And also Shirley Bassey, she had always this amazing, huge voice. She still
Yes, the
has it.
Bond singer.
And she can, this is not a voice for singing, for example, jazz.
No.
So I think this is something that she would not do, or also blues. So, because her voice is so huge. And she
It's
loves to stand
massive.
on the stage in the production with her big fur coat and is
Wonderful.
giving everything that she has on this night.
She is somebody that I've not been lucky enough to see. I must say, I realise I've been very lucky to see most of my musical idols, including Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, George Michael. I've seen them all. The only person that I really want to see now, and I think it's too late, is Shirley Bassey. I would love to have seen Shirley Bassey in concert. Yes, she's the Bond singer, Dwight. Yeah.
That would be an expensive concert ticket.
I know, right? She was Welsh. Yes, she was Welsh, but she spent most of she's had a very, a very difficult life as Shirley Bassey. And I think one of the reasons she had a difficult life was because she wasn't with Motown. She was very much on her own. She was I think she's probably mixed race from Wales. And back in the day, there weren't that many there weren't that many mixed race people in Wales when she was born. So she had, the usual racist fight, um, racially charged fight to be accepted in a predominantly white country. We know what that's like. And I think so also with her music. She didn't sign to Motown. I don't know who she signed to. Polydor, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, she's she's one of a kind, is Shirley Bassey. Very underrated. She did more than sing the Bond songs. She is a phenomenal singer, and she's a great gay icon as well. Did you know that, Carsten?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've always thought if I come back, I want to come back as Shirley Bassey. Yeah. Maybe
God
I'll
help
change
us
my mind.
all.
Pardon?
God help us all if that will ever happen.
Amanda likes the boy bands. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Patti LaBelle, yeah, she was another one. Oh God.
Yeah, that's probably
there's a Dwight. Hello,
true.
Dwight. Sorry, I haven't seen you before. Sorry. Hi, Dwight.
That's probably true. Safari Dream. She's the first Black British entertainer. Yeah, just trying to think who else there may have been. Because most of them back in the day were American, weren't they? Shirley's father was Nigerian, yes.
And the Higgins wants to come back as a 6-foot blonde. So basically Ulla from
you
Sweden.
want to come back as a woman? She had a rough life, did Shirley? Thanks to bad choices with men, haven't we all?
Oh, well.
When I was a kid, I loved the Cranberries and Smashing Pumpkins. Cranberries, yeah. Yeah, I'm the same as you, Gretchen. I love when the music touches my soul, takes living to the next level. I remember when I was a kid and I'd been naughty, because, I was brought up in the home, and I'd been naughty and I got sent away for a week. And they sent me to a place in Camden, and they were a group of entertainers. And basically, what you had to do was every day you'd go out and dress up and entertain, like on the street. They were like street performers. Don't know why I got lumped in with them, but anyway, I did. I tell you what, the thing that I remember the most was I first discovered reggae then. That's how I discovered it. Because remember, I was brought up in a white community. So there weren't no reggae going on when I was growing up. But I'll always remember, I think I stayed there a month. The first night I cried myself to sleep thinking, where the hell am I? Why am I here? I don't want to be here. This is horrible. I won't run away again.
I want to Jamaica. I don't know where this place is, but I want to go there. I don't know why. I feel something.
But of a night, all us youths, we were probably all sort of sad youths, used to gather together in this big hall, and there'd be like music playing, and of course there was a boy that I fancied. I thought, oh, it's nice. And yeah, I think I was about 14, maybe, something like that. And the thing that I took away from that was my love of reggae music. Really weird, because it's the first time that I'd really tasted it with other black kids. So yeah,
I was
interesting.
once in a show, speaking of touched by music, there was a song in the show that I loved so much, but I was not singing it because it was for a lady. And I played the show 7 times a week, and I was every time, I never had really the time because I had a costume change, but every time I was standing on the side stage and listened to her singing. It was not her who sang it, it was the song that I felt so connected with, and I wanted to give my right arm to swap places with her. But then on the other hand, there would stand a man in a dress on the stage singing that song that would not make any sense. But it was so touching. It was yeah. And so for 1 year, little Carsten here was standing every night on this stage on the side listening to this fucking song, and I don't know why. Just because it touched me.
Because it touched you, yeah. Music does touch you. The same as, I guess it doesn't. All people. Some people just like a tune they can like bop away to, and other people it touches them in their soul. And I'm very much like that. And sort of going in tandem with finding out about my roots and my heritage. It all makes sense now, guys.
Now we know, finally. Now we know.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Gretchen had a crush on George Michael. Oh. Who did I have a crush on? Do you know?
Robbie Williams, thank you very much.
Who?
Robbie Williams.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Speaking of crush.
Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him. I met him.
I saw him in Royal Albert Hall in London.
I had a works do once. It wasn't when I was working in schools. It was another place, and we had a works do in a castle in just outside London, and Robbie Williams was was one of the guests that were there. We couldn't believe it. As we were walking in, I was saying to my daughter, "That sounds like Robbie Williams." No, it was somebody else. It was a different singer. I said, God, that sounds like such and such person. And it was. When we got there, they were there on a stage. We were like, Jesus. And yeah, Robbie Williams came on later, and it was a great night. Absolutely great night. Mm, my only crush has been my boyfriend, Piers Brosnan.
Still really?
I don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to sound really weird. This is me, I'm afraid. I didn't really have a crush. I adored Michael Jackson, but not in that way. I just adored him because I saw him as my brother. I can't say I fancied him. I don't think I had a crush. In my bedroom, you'll die. This is why I'm weird, guys. This is why I'm weird. In my bedroom, I covered the walls in my room. And Carsten, you might like this actually. I didn't cover them with boy bands or anything because they didn't mean anything to me at the time. I covered them with old film stars like Gina Lollobrigida and Doris Day and Clark Gable and and they were intermingled. I hadn't thought of this for a while. They were intermingled with football stars, football teams, because that's my other love. I love football. So that's what my room was cut. I might have had a couple of the Jackson 5 up there as well.
But thankfully you moved on. So now it's not football anymore on the walls.
No.
But are you still watching on TV?
Yeah, I love my football. I'll always watch football.
Okay.
But that's another passion. You know, when we were talking the other week and we were talking about passions and how you know if something is just something you like or whether it's a passion, we had that discussion, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, a passion is something that you've had for years and years and years. It's almost in your blood. Football's like that for me.
But you never played.
You've never played football?
No, I mean you never played football.
Yeah,
with
I did.
other girls when you were a child. Have you played there?
Yeah. I played for a London team.
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
Of course you did.
And one of my favorite memories was being in a coach on a live match, coming home, and they played the Detroit Spinners, Feel the Need in Me. I can still remember that. And every time I hear that song, it takes me back to that coach when I was playing football.
That's nice.
A bit weird, really. And I've just realised I'm not like everybody else, am I? Quite different.
I'm not here to judge you, no.
Yeah. So you saw Smokey Robinson in concert. Love Smokey Robinson, another very underestimated musician. I'm going to call him a musician because he does everything. He's a singer. Back in the day, his songs, I love them. What's that one? Ooh, what? Ooh, baby, baby. Yeah, he's brilliant. Love him. Who else have we got? Songs trigger memories too. Yes, they can do. Like Feel the Need in Me. Feel the need. Oh, feel the need in me.
Stop it. Stop it.
Right, okay, that one.
Oh, I would love to see Whitney Houston before she died. When she announced her last tour, or not even announced it as the last tour, but it became the last tour. I would love to see that. And then when I saw the videos, the clips of it, I'm so happy I have not spent a dime on that. I'm so happy that I have not spent a dime. It would have braked me, I think.
Broke you? What's wrong with your English today?
I don't know. Don't
crap.
question me.
Sort yourself out, bloody German. Anyway, I'm going to be really controversial, guys, and tell you, I never rated Whitney that song she did, Everything I Do for You, wasn't Whitney Houston, was it? What's that one she sang? Yeah, that was Bryan Adams. What's the Whitney Houston one?
I will always love
I
you.
will always
Stop it
love
singing.
you.
Stop it.
Yeah, that one. Bloody brilliant. It is amazing. It's fantastic. Hits every single note in my body. The rest of her songs, no. Same with Diana Ross. No. Listen,
I
Diana
love it that we
Ross.
are so different on so many levels. I love that so much for us.
Yeah. Diana Ross only got there because of Berry Gordy. And you know what was going on with Berry Gordy and Diana Ross, right? Listen, I'm a body embodiment of information.
Yeah. But maybe we should wrap it up for today.
Right,
I think
yeah,
I feel a little bit peckish.
right, okay. Oh, thanks for
You
that,
know
love.
how I am, how I get when I feel peckish.
Yeah, I will
I'm
always love
terrible, guys.
you.
I'm so sorry, but when I get hungry, I'm terrible. I had an ex-boyfriend of mine who was so horrible when he was hungry, when his blood sugar dropped, so that I always had in my bag a Snickers for him. So every time he became grumpy, I took the Snickers and put it in his mouth and say, enjoy.
Yeah. Hello, Nikki. Oh, chatterlings. I like that. You are a bit late, sweetheart, but never mind. It will be up on the channel. So you'll be like one of the 3 that watches.
Or maybe 4 when the other one is coming back from the toilet.
We will
You never
round
know.
it up in a minute, Carsten, because people are talking about music and, you know, we've waffled on so much about me that I think we need to talk about other things. There are radio stations here that, St. Noon, play her singing stuff. Da, da. Yeah, Dee. All right, love. I always thought Beyonce was overrated. Yeah, with you there. Listen, these people, these singers cannot hold a candle to Shirley Bassey. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you. And it's not just because she's black. She's a bloody brilliant singer. I also like Doris Day. Can you believe I like Doris Day? Because I like old musicals. One of my favourite musicals is Calamity Jane. Love it. Love Calamity Jane. I brought my kids up on it. They know all the songs. Oh, thank you. Who's done that? Thank you, Safari. Yes, I will have a look at it. I'm sorry. If you're a country fan and we didn't know who they were. I know, I recognise them. Aren't they sisters? Am I right? Yeah, I am going to do that. I'm going to do some research. No pictures on the walls besides the ones that wouldn't offend Jesus in my childhood. There's nothing wrong with that. I was brought up with religion. I'm happy with that. Yeah, we won't talk about religion because Carsten will kill me. Hang on a minute. Oh, I'm jumping about. You're not yourself when you're hungry. Listen, he's not that hungry. Okay, he had something to eat. I saw him eating about 2 hours ago. So that is a lie. Right. I'm just finishing on the people that are just talking about the music. That's all. Safari Dream, yeah. Love all genre of musics. Me too. And Barbara Streisand, amazing. Do you like Barbara Streisand?
I love her.
Good.
I love her. I would have to give so much credit to this woman, what she was able to overcome in her life, to achieve in her life. And she was always brilliant from the youngest age to still now.
Yeah, she is. She's an incredible singer. And it's like with most of the singers, and I mean, I keep going deep this live stream. Sorry, guys. Most of the singers, the best singers, sing from the heart. Shirley Bassey, she had a terrible life going on around her. Celine Dion. Yes, somebody here said they like Celine Dion. Would I go and see her in concert? No, not particularly. But she's got a good voice. You can't deny that. And who was the other one? Barbara Streisand. I don't know. I don't know what hardship she went through. But most of them, especially the women, and also the men. What about poor blooming, what's his name? Motown, who got shot by his dad, Marvin Gaye. Oh my God. Anyway.
I mean, I basically don't care so much about their personal life. I will enjoy the fucking music.
Yes, but you have to appreciate that. Do you not think, well, he sings like that because of this feeling he's got inside him? Do you not think that, Carsten?
Not all the time. Depends on who it is. Of course, there are people, singers, they are singing from the bloody heart and don't feel the need to prove anything because they are good for what they are. And I admire this a lot. But I personally would not go back now. And for example, I like Beyonce a lot for what she is capable of doing from every part of every genre that she's trying. But I would not feel the need to look into her family story, even though that I bet there is something from the family story that is incorporated with her and what she's doing. But I would not look for it specifically.
Well, I don't think you have to look for it, but I think if you really study, I remember when I used to buy my first music, the first thing I used to do when I bought the record was read everything about the person. I knew all the producers, I knew the sound men, because that's what I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you learn a bit more about who works with who, and it's all about just finding out. Yeah, interesting. Somebody also loves Bette Midler. Yeah, she's quite intriguing, but she's very good as well. How much was it for the ticket for Celine Dion? You're joking.
Yeah.
See,
This is what I paid for Barbara here in Vienna.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
She's very good as well. What was I going to say? The thing about Mariah Carey is good. Back in the day, Mariah Carey was good. There's a couple of songs that I think are very good, but
they burned her to death.
Yeah.
She could not keep up with her voice. The demand was too big of her singing live everywhere, and she did everything. She must have had a horrible contract with who have ever produced her music. It must be horrible because she was burned out completely. The voice was burned out, still burned out, and that's it. It's so basically she's really a sad story. But on the other hand, she's making the best out of it. She's still doing her Santa Claus stuff. She's very much into Christmas. And her Christmas album has one of the most famous Christmas songs of all time. And so she's doing that. Good for her. I remember the days when she was psychologically so beaten down, she couldn't sing at all anymore because she was so afraid to fuck up a note live. And this were the times, unfortunately, when she was singing When You Believe with Whitney Houston live, where Whitney Houston smoked her in the whole time. And that was bad, yeah.
See, I never really got into Selena Gomez. I don't know what she's like. But I will say, going back to Ariana Grande, my children or my grandchildren are heavily into that. And after hearing what happened at her concert, she's gone up there in my estimation as a person. As a person, I think she's amazing. And to have lived through that and to still keep having that music career that she's got, she's incredible. I can't imagine what that must have been like, the bombing I'm talking about. So in that way, I wouldn't speak badly of her, but it's not my kind of music. I can't really get into that. But there was something here. I'd like to see Lady Gaga. My daughter's just bought tickets to see her. I've lost the thing. Yeah, so she's gonna see her. I'm not going with her. And we'll finish off on this one because otherwise Carsten's going to kill me. Kate Bush and Minnie Riperton. Yes. Yes. Very high up there. Painfully high.
I have no idea who Minnie Riperton is. Of course, I love Kate Bush, but I have no idea who Minnie Riperton is.
Right, Minnie. Oh, please. You want me to sing it?
No, don't sing it.
Well, it's like loving you. Loving you is easy because you're beautiful. Everything that you do. And then she does this really high tone. Like that. Okay, I'm out of here. Someone has told me he wants to end the stream in the private chat. What's wrong with you today?
That would be me.
Yeah, all right.
That would be me before some.
So I want to say a thank you. Sorry I've rambled today. You've been wonderful coming along. We really enjoy
you guys. It's always so nice to come to this little family, sweet talk family that we have here. This is really sweet.
We do enjoy it. Carsten, do you want to say anything about next week or final words before we go?
I think it's time for a guest again. So maybe I hope something will happen this week. Again, where are the people? Where is everybody? Now we are really rolling up this live stream with the question, where is everybody?
Where is everybody? I don't know.
So maybe let's see if we can. I can pull a little bit something for next week.
But we as we always say, we like to try and keep it light here. Yeah. We might, throw in the odd shade. And maybe I've spoken too much today. Sorry, honey.
That's okay.
Anyway. See you next week on Carsten's channel.
Love you guys. Thank you, Jen. Bye.